Thank you so much for joining in today. Good afternoon to everyone present here. Requesting everyone to kindly mute yourself and switch off your cameras to avoid bandwidth issues. We will be starting the presentation regarding the Biotechnology Ignition Grant in some time. I would like to place on record that my colleague, Ms. Deepa, would be helping everybody with the requisite answers if posted on the Q&A section or in the chat box. And I will be able to cater to questions at the end of the presentation. I would be going through multiple details regarding the Biotechnology Ignition Grant in today's presentation. And therefore, in case there are any questions that come up in any of the slides that I am presenting, requesting my colleague, Ms. Deepa, to kindly step in. Otherwise, I will be open to taking up the questions or clarifying any queries that you may have at the end of the presentation. Thank you so much for joining in once more. So we are Center for Cellular and Molecular Platforms, one of the leading BIG partners for the BIRAC Biotechnology Ignition Grant Scheme. We are based out of Bengaluru, but we have awardees across India, and we have a very good working mechanism in which we cater to all the BIG awardees all across the geographical location of India. Now, coming to us, we are an initiative supported by Department of Biotechnology, created with a mandate about 15 years back to be an enabler of cutting-edge life science research and innovation in the bio-entrepreneurship space. As a means of enabling research and innovation, we focus on life sciences in India by facilitating research by offering multiple technological resource platforms for academia, startups, and industry. We also develop technologies that are intended for industry-centric research translation, and this program is specifically open for the academic community. Whereas the nurturing of innovations as far as the technical and the scientific evidences are concerned are more propelled towards our entrepreneurial programs that cater to academia, startups, and individual innovators, primarily any individual who has an idea and may or may not have a graduate degree is what we cater to as a whole umbrella under the CCAMP ecosystem that we have built over a decade and a half. As a means of nurturing innovations, we provide a multitude of funding opportunities across the ecosystem that includes grants and investments. Biotechnology Ignition Grant is one such grant opportunity, which we will be going at in detail today. As a means of fostering efficient, and strong footing towards any grant mechanism, we also offer a technical assistance as to how to write the proposal and how to cater things forward. And we also offer technical assistance as to bridge the gap between academic sciences and entrepreneurial innovations. We also offer mentorships to understand several business aspects that are involved in catering to commercialization of the scientific idea presented. We also offer legal support to actually curate and make the idea proprietary in nature across Indian and international ecosystems, and also guide people to understand what would be required as far as the regulatory landscape is concerned across India and international communities. And the major backbone of all of this comes with an efficient networking and connect system that CCAMP has built over a decade and a half. So just an overview about a couple of things that may actually work towards both the Biotechnology Ignition Grant and your journey of entrepreneurship independently is that on the left of the screen, we have a plethora of technology resources that we have. So in case, your idea requires any characterization analysis, any sort of genomics or structural determination or flow cytometry analysis, and you're looking for places where you can undertake such activities, you can definitely get in touch with us at CCamp and we can put you in touch with the right team. Now, in case you are looking at any of this analysis as part of your BIG application, then you can just quote CCamp, considering that you'll be choosing CCamp as your implementing partner. You can just quote that these characterization or analysis will be undertaken at CCAM once you are awarded. On the right of the scheme is of the screen is primarily your IP services and tech transfer services, along with legal services that we offer. So, in case there are any novel concepts involved in your idea that may require to legally patent or trademark or copyright aspects of your technology, then we do have the Office of Tech Transfer here at CCAM that will help you catalyze that journey, taking it forward. As part of the funding programs, like I mentioned, we have essentially two buckets of opportunities. One is the grant scheme, under which you have the Biotechnology Ignition Grant and a couple of other programs. And we also have specific programs for digital health and AMR as well. And the other aspects are somewhere like the bridge funding programs, which usually are investment related programs. We also offer acceleration support as part of our KSAP and CSAP programs to actually take things forward from there. As a means of fostering life sciences in India, we have supported around 3,000 plus startups. Requesting everybody to kindly mute yourself. I am getting a background noise from my end. Thank you. So we have supported around 3,000 plus startups with around 100 plus life science products in the Indian market. A couple of the few of our products from our startups have also reached around 35 plus countries. The startup ecosystem at CCamp is pretty strong with an employee count of around 1,100 at the moment, with around 239 patents filed on the whole by all of the CCamp startups associated with us. Broadly at CCAM, we cater to, acknowledging three major thematic areas: healthcare, agriculture, and environment. And going forward, as part of this, we also cater to some sub-thematic evidences. As part of what is on your screen right now. So mostly, if you look at it, this also aligns with a few of the sectors and the thematic areas that will be projected under the Biotechnology Ignition Grant, and I will cater to that in a few slides. This is a brief snapshot of the multitude of startups that we have under the Biotechnology Ignition Grant, which is primarily a funding opportunity of up to 50 lakhs, presently open for young startups that are less than 5 years old. The call is already open and will remain open till 30th of November, 5:30 p.m. As a part of this call, we are looking at scientific ideas with strong commercial potential and societal impact that encourages innovators to take technologies closer to the market. Once awarded, you would be given about 18 months' time to establish and validate your proof of concept. We work very closely with our sister incubator system. As you already know, CCamp has its own incubator with ourselves. But in case you are not based out of Bangalore, or you are based anywhere else but Bangalore, or for that matter, you don't have an active association with CCamp as an incubator, we also offer a letter of intent from CCamp supporting your application for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant. Now, in case you already have in effect an association with an incubator, which is basically a Bioness center. Bioness centers are basically BIRAC approved TBI centers. You can go ahead with quoting them as your incubator of choice and CCamp to be your implementing partner. In case you do not have one at the moment, then a letter of intent can be generated from CCamp, which usually takes about 48 hours time. And this is basically a letter of support. It's a non-binding document that is essentially a letter of support that you will be catering to. To generate this, we will largely require the name of the company and the finalized title of the proposal. After once received, the letter of intent will be generated within 48 hours time. Now, coming to the importance of the Biotechnology Ignition Grant and why is it garnering so much of competition? As a part of the bio entrepreneurship journey, you will have essentially two segments to it. One would be the innovation, which would be the novelty factor, and then who the innovator is. So, as part of the innovation, if you look at it, it basically starts off with an idea, after which you kind of review your idea with scientific validations, a little bit of preliminary data, and you establish a proof of concept. After establishing a proof of concept, the idea then takes wings into real time settings where it devises itself into a prototype and then an innovation. Usually, de-risk technologies, that is primarily post the proof of concept stage, garners a lot of attention with fellow individuals as well as with people who want to put in money into the journey. But the most risky phase is somewhere between the idea of proof of concept stage, where the scientific validation is essentially required. And that is where the Biotechnology Ignition Grant usually comes into play. As part of the innovator segment, for this call, for the 25th call of applications, please note that only startups are eligible for applications. Startups that have been registered as LLPs or private limited that are less than 5 years old, which basically means that if you are a startup who has an LLP or a private limited, registered on or after November 1st, 2020, can go ahead with your applications. Now, in case you're a proprietorship company or an Udyam certified company, those sort of individuals or entities are ineligible for application. Now, in case you're a first time applicant for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant, we request you to kindly log in to the BIRAC portal and register yourself for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant with an applicant type company. Once you have done this, BIRAC would take around 48 to 72 hours time to activate the company, basically rendering a username and a passcode which is specific to your company per se. The QR code is presently on your screen. So in case you want to just scan it and take it forward, you can do that right now. I'll just give you a couple of seconds for that. So this exercise is to be undertaken by all the applicants for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant who are willing to apply for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant and are first time applicants. In case you are a repeat applicant, then you might have to go back to your previous communication that basically has come from BIRAC stating your username and passcode. The QR code will come up later also on one of the slides. So going to the next slide right now. So the scope and support of the Biotechnology Ignition Grant is not for basic research. Like I mentioned, it is for an idea that has garnered a little bit of data, but it is also for ideas that have high level of innovation with commercial prospect. It is also not for the other end of the spectrum where you're getting into systematic clinical trials like multicentric trials or unicentric trials where the patient count is somewhere above 50 or 100, and it is also cannot be used for certification of the technology. You will be awarded about 50 lakhs and the duration time would be to de-risk your technology would be about 18 months. The money can be used to purchase equipment, salary the manpower, purchase consumables, outsourcing about 30% of your project. Travel IP and any unforeseen expenditure can also be undertaken under the scope of the Biotechnology Ignition Grant. Thematic areas largely supported under BIG are five. So under healthcare, we have medical diagnostics, primarily looking at human applications, medical devices, again for human applications, and drugs. So drugs you also has sub-thematic areas like vaccines, drug formulations, delivery systems, biosimilars, biomaterials, etc. The third thematic area is agriculture, which includes soil sciences, pest management, agromachinery, and all the other aspects involved there, and including animal husbandry as well. We also have industrial biotechnology, which is the fifth thematic area, under which you have waste management, sanitation, clean energy, upstream and downstream processing. Now, under the five thematic areas, you will also have to declare whether there is an integration of your idea with either AI, IoT, sensor data, big data, automation, robotics, or any other disciplines. Please understand that this integration is not mandatory, but in case your proposed solution has the scope of integration of these aspects on the right of your screen, you will have to declare that when you are going ahead with your application. Now, coming to the eligibility criteria, please understand from this call onwards, it's only companies registered as LLPs or private limited that can go ahead for application. Like I mentioned earlier, all the companies registered as LLP or private limited that have incorporated after November 1st, 2020 can go ahead with your application. In your application, you would be requested to identify one project coordinator who will be the focal point of contact for the biotechnology ignition scheme going forward. And that individual must be a shareholder in the applicant company. What I mean by shareholder is that individual can either hold shares or ESOPs in the company. Now, the grant process is pretty straightforward, but yes, it does take time. So the last date, requesting everybody to kindly mute. Thank you. So the last date of the open of online applications on the BIRAC portal will be the 30th November, 5:30 p.m. And sorry, I'll just repeat that. So the online applications on the BIRAC portal will be open for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant till 30th November, uh, uh, 5:30 p.m. After which there will be an eligibility screening and preliminary screening that will be undertaken by CCAM, primarily to adjudge whether the company is meeting with the eligibility criteria and if the applicant have chosen the right thematic area of choice. Going forward, all the eligible applicants will then be, taken for an online review where the aspects of the technical and the business aspects will be undertaken for review by 3 to 5 online experts who are specific to the thematic area of your proposal. And once recommended by the online review committee, you will be requested to present to the technical evaluation panel and the expert selection committee, after which you get to know you're awarded. And once you are awarded, then there will be a due diligence phase followed by mentorship and funding by CCAMP going forward. Now, from the time of the close of the call till you get to know you're awarded, typically takes about 6 months of time. Now, the overall details that will be covered in the proposals have been mentioned on your screen. So one would be the basic information that includes the company details, the project leader or coordinator details. Please understand that there is no co-PI involved in the Biotechnology Ignition Grant. You will also have to identify the team members and the advisory pool who will be advising you through the grant, and also mention the shareholding pattern of the company. The other proposal details usually extend to the technical and the business aspects. So aspects 1 to 6 will be clarified in the eligibility and the pre-screening round, whereas the technical and the business aspects of the proposal will be undertaken by the online reviewers in a blinded format. Now, where does CCAM come in? So, we presently are offering help in drafting the grant proposals and also in presenting the ideas for innovations once it is recommended for pitching in front of the technical evaluation company. A basic proposal usually will highlight a couple of things. So, as part of the BIG, it is usually 3 things. So, scientific idea, business plan, and the team. Part of the scientific idea, you would generally have to include how you intend to create the innovation, where and how the product will be commercialized, and probably you.
Nitya, I think we lost you.
Sorry, but we lost you. We are not able to hear you.
I think there is a technical glitch. Kindly wait for some time, everyone.
Yeah, apologies. I think there was an issue with the internet. I'll just reconnect once. ठीक है पर कर दो लगा चलता है ना ठीक है फिर ये जो स्टैंडर्ड जो 200 to 1000 जो credits. Okay. So I'll just reiterate a couple of things from the previous slide, if that's okay. So, right. So we are coming to, I just mentioned the basic proposal as to how you intend to create the innovation. And the business plan would basically intend to how and when and where the product will be commercialized and the team, right? Where you will be able to develop and deliver the innovation. Whereas what we are looking at and what we are helping you to actually curate for the BIG is a structured proposal, at a scientific idea where you have mentioned the need, the gap that you have identified, and how the solution basically fits into, helping solve the problem that you have indicated. The novelty aspect that you are coming in as to how different you are from your existing, people in the market or people who are developing a similar technology. What is the societal impact you are trying to create, and whether you are technically feasible to de-risk your technology going forward. Then you also have uh, requesting everybody to kindly mute yourself. Hello, please mute yourself. All the participants, please. Thank you. Yeah. Now, coming to the business plan, we would like you to earmark as to what would be the market you're trying to enter. Who are the competitors presently available? Please understand that probably today's competition may be tomorrow's collaboration, but as on date, in case you consider them to be either direct or indirect competitors, you can please highlight that, and what would be the timeline as part of your business plan. And in the team, you will have to have a structured approach, identifying the project coordinator, the team members who will be working on the proposal, and the scientific and the business advisors. The components are pretty straightforward. One of the key earmarks over here would be what we call as preliminary data. I will be going through each of these components separately, but the preliminary data is something that is important. Although the Biotechnology Ignition Grant states it's an idea to proof of concept, there is a very high level of competition that is involved with the scheme. So usually, in case the projects have a little bit of scientific evidence that kind of backs the first milestone that you're quoting under BIG, that should be a good direction to go in, and that also strengthens the confidence of the reviewers in understanding the proposal better. Now, coming to the summary, in the problem, it'll be a specific note as to what problem are you solving. So basically, like for example, if I have a diagnostic approach to detect breast cancer, I will not be solving the problem of breast cancer, but I will be solving a very specific problem where the breast cancer is probably being diagnosed very early, earlier than the presently available competitors in the market. So it will be very specific to actually let you know that what problem you are solving and what is the proposed technology and how will it solve the problem mentioned. So in case the existing competitors, already are solving early detection of breast cancer, for example, they might be doing it say like 6 months before I probably hit stage 1 or something like that. But probably I can do it very earlier than that, and therefore I will be telling or explaining as to how my proposed technology can cater to that. What are the currently available solutions and how is your solution better? Now, most of the components in the biotechnology ignition scheme has a word limit of about 250 to 300 words, right? So when you are talking about the summary and you are, kind of structuring the entire problem, solution, competition, need, and all the other elements, it may require a word count more than 300 words, which is where you can actually use the concept note. Basically, that is a PDF document. The template is basically the structured format that I previously presented, and you can modify it according to your proposed solution that you are undertaking under BIG. Now, coming to the objectives, please understand that this involves the strategy and methodology of work under BIG. Please describe each objective and the type of experiments that you're planning to achieve each of these objectives. And you will have to be very clear that in case these objectives and deliverables should not have received any funding support from any other agency, and this is in line with the research and development rules and regulations of India. Basically, one objective will not be able to cater funds from more than one nodal agency, basically, right? And the novelty aspect of your proposal is very, very important. And that can be clubbed with the competitive landscape as well. So what we are looking at is having a
Sorry to
very
interrupt,
structured.
but the slides are not moving.
Just give me 1 minute. Yeah, I hope it is okay now.
Yes, yes.
It was fine for me.
Okay, all right, no problem. I've just reshared the screen. Shouldn't have any issues going forward. Okay. So we were on the competitive landscape slide. So as a part of this slide, as a part of this section of the proposal, what we are expecting from the applicants is to have a detailed, comparative landscape with respect to the description and the strengths and the drawbacks. Now, in case you do not have a very detailed segmentation of the products, description, and all of that, considering that the deadline is the 30th of November, we would at least like you to highlight as to how your proposed technology can actually cater to higher efficiency, higher accuracy, sensitivity, or any of those aspects with respect to the existing products in the market. It can be even general comments or it can be specific with respect to your technology that you are kind of proposing. Now, coming to the opportunity. Now, coming to the opportunity, this aspect is primarily with respect to market statistics. So kindly provide numbers and rough estimates of the growth in this market and be very specific as possible. Like I mentioned in the previous example, in case you are doing early detection, uh, requesting all participants to be on mute. It's becoming a little difficult to follow if there are multiple issues with the audio. Thank you. So coming to the opportunity, like I mentioned, these would be primarily with respect to market statistics. So please be as specific as possible because you will have to provide numbers and the growth in this market. So primarily what we are trying to capture out of this segment is that in case you commercialize tomorrow, probably not immediately after BIG, but maybe 2 to 3 years after the Biotechnology Ignition Grant, what would be the sizable market that you can actually cater to? So, like the previous example that I quoted about early detection of breast cancer, I will have to provide exact numbers as to probably the women that are suffering from breast cancer and whether or not I am segmenting my populations to either the rural segment or the urban segment, depending upon the feasibility of my technology. And in your challenges and risk factors, please understand to include your timelines, your ethical clearances, the regulatory aspects that may be the case post the Biotechnology Ignition Grant. You can also include any risk mitigation strategies that you have, during the Biotechnology Ignition Grant as well. Preliminary work, as I mentioned, is becoming one of the key components to actually build confidence in by the reviewers in your proposal. So whatever preliminary work you have, again, this segment is also going to be on a 300 word limit. So there is something called additional documents as part of your BIG scheme on the BIRAC portal, where you can upload a scientific presentation of data, graphs, and images that you have collated till date with respect to the work that you have done so far. Provide a very clear understanding of your end product, whether it's going to be a product, whether it's going to be a service, a technology offering, or whatever, and who your customers are, how will you sell it, and where will you sell it. So, for example, in your commercialization plan, you will have to include whether your customers are going to be fellow businesses like B2B, fellow customers like D2C or B2C, or whether you probably have a mix of them. Like, for example, if you will be working both with the government and fellow businesses, it will be both B2G and B2B. So have a very good clarity as to who the customers are, where will you sell it, how will you sell it, etc. Now, I understand that you might be in very early stages, so you may not have filed for a patent yet. In case you haven't, then please list out any aspects of the novelty that may cater to a patent in the future. And in case you are working on a technology that may have existing related patents, then request you to kindly highlight them and include an explanation as to how these patents are different from your technology that you're trying to propose. And with respect to references, we would like you to cite just the important papers, not more than 5, exclusively from the field of what you are proposing under the Biotechnology Ignition Grant. Now, these are some of the, this is just an overview. Like I said, the summary followed by the concept notes with the strategy and methodology of work under the second section. Then you have around 300 words to describe how your idea is innovative. Again, the comparative table that I mentioned can be uploaded over here. You also have the opportunity slide where you're talking about potential societal and market impact, along with the risk and critical success factors and potential barriers across. So this can be either during the BIG or post the Biotechnology Ignition Grant. If you have conducted any preliminary work, please include that. Otherwise, there is another segment where it is, talking about additional documents. You can go ahead and upload that. In the additional documents, you can also upload something what we spoke about earlier, which is the letter of intent from CCAN. Have a very clear approach as to what your proposed end outcome is and the future plan of commercialization. Please understand that commercialization, branding, marketing do not fall under the scope of BIG, but it is something that you can cater to after the timelines of the 18 months under BIG. Under intellectual property, please highlight if you own any patents as on date, or you can probably highlight some of the factors that may realize into a patent during BIG or post that, and then list out any overlapping patents that may restrict the freedom to operate, which we call as FTO, in your proposal. And then the relevant references. And this is basically the declaration document, whether you have already have an ethical approval or no. In case you don't, then you can just upload a declaration document that these regulatory aspects will be followed by the company. And these additional relevant document section can be used, one for the LOI, one for the preliminary data, and another to highlight any of your company's association, either on the lines of outsourcing or with respect to any industry connects for commercialization. The objectives and work plan is again structured. So basically you have something like the objective and the methodology, where you also follow a bit of risk mitigation efforts like your alternate strategies. And then you would also be taking it one by one. So each objective will then be split into activities, indicators of progress, and the select milestones that you will be catering to that. Now, as far as the budget justification, like I mentioned, you can use it for equipment, human resources, consumables, justification, and other financial details. And overall, your budget would be basically equipment, the non-recurring plus the recurring cost. Please understand that the total here will be inclusive of just this part. So what you mention in the non-recurring plus the recurring should not go beyond 50 lakhs. Okay. So it is not just A plus B plus C. It is A plus B plus C plus the non-recurring that will be catered to under BA, Biotechnology Ignition, and the total should not exceed 50 lakhs. Now, coming to the team, like I mentioned, the project leader or the project coordinator must hold shares in the company. And the team members, in case you've already identified any, you can include their expertise as well. Otherwise, you can mention that you will be recruiting people with XYZ expertise for executing the project. And in case you already have associations or partnerships with other groups on the advisory role, kindly include them either in the scientific side or in the business aspects. So this is primarily the modality of the team here. Please understand that no employee of CCAMP can be included either as a project coordinator, team member, or in the advisory pool. CCAMP will give you a back-end support once you are awarded and taking things forward. And also we will help you mentoring to write your proposal and all of that. But essentially, the employees of CCAMP cannot be included in any of the roles that are on your screen right now. In case you are a repeat applicant, then we request you to highlight how you have modified your proposal in view of the comments that you have received from the last review. And please understand that BIG is not a one-time opportunity. You can repeat apply as long as you fit into the eligibility criteria of the scheme. Secondly, what we would also request is that in case your present application is very different or you are proposing a completely new solution as of previous, you can also highlight that this particular application is completely different from the previous one and you have modified it significantly. Like I mentioned earlier, you have the recurring and the non-recurring heads under the budget. And the recurring would usually include manpower outsourcing, IP, travel, contingency, consumables, and rentals. Please understand that the total of the recurring and the non-recurring heads should not go beyond 50 lakhs. Timelines again is very structured. Another thing that I would like to just inform you is that the royalty agreement under BIG is deemed null and void for this call, and which essentially means that in case you are successfully completing your project or you successfully apply or you productize your solution, that is basically you commercialize your solution, there is no payback that you will have to do for the scheme either to BIRAC or to CCAMP. Now, why choose CCAMP as your implementing partner is that all the documentation is done online. Once the proposal is shared in the requested format, we will revert within 3 working days time to revert with comments curated for your proposal significantly. In case you do not have an association with any incubator, we can generate a letter of intent within 2 days, 2 working days. There are no hidden charges or no equity stake once you are awarded at CCAMP via CCAMP, and all the correspondence is per BIRAC norms. We have also had a wonderful multitude of experts relevant to each field of interest to tide over and help you with navigating specific roadblocks. We also have an MOU with about 6 countries and 18 plus states which may help you in soft landing your proposed solution going forward. Again, the MOUs and all of that is post the Biotechnology Ignition Grant. So what are we expecting you to do by the immediately is to have an effective understanding as to what you want to apply under the Biotechnology Ignition Grant. Be mindful of the word limit and budget your expenses at 50 lakhs. Share the draft of your proposal by with the CCAM team as soon as it is ready. As I mentioned, we will take about 3 working days times to revert on the proposal. In case you would request for a letter of intent, then we will issue it. The last date for that is November 26th. And although the last date for applications is November 30th, we have seen a lot of glitches on the BIRAC portal on the last day, and also last day being a Sunday for all of us. We are expecting the proposals to be uploaded by November 29th. That would be preferred. So these are some of the partners of CCAMP who have helped us navigate things. Open to questions. I'm just sharing the email ID on the screen right now of the BIG management team here at CCAMP, and also the QR code where you can go ahead with registering your company in case you are a first-time applicant for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant. I'll just leave this on the screen, and I request all the participants, in case you have any queries, to please raise your hands so that I can address it one by one. Thank you so much. Right. So, Dr. Shahjahan, if you can please unmute yourself, please.
Hi, thank you very much for an opportunity to attend this valuable webinar. One question: if an applicant is based overseas and based in university, how that works? What is the framework? Is there any framework?
Right. So from this call of the Biotechnology Ignition Grant, like I mentioned, the only applicants who can go ahead with their proposal are startups based out of India, incorporated with the Indian government, and they should have an LLP or a private limited entity, correct? Now, in case you are an academician who is outside India, this call of BIG is not eligible, would not consider your application eligible.
Okay.
There are other opportunities under BIRAC and CCAMP, and we can probably get in touch with you regarding that off this meeting.
Okay, no problem. Look forward to it.
All right, thank you.
Should I
Sai
share?
Pradhan, sorry?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I have two, three questions.
Yes.
So my first one being, for example, just a brief, like we are building various biomaterials for different tissue applications. So I wanted to know, for a BIRAC like big grant, should I focus on a particular biomaterial, or should I draft proposal as a whole for multiple solutions that we are working on right now? Which one would be advisable?
Right. So, couple of things here. So, in case yours is a platform technology, I understand that that is what it is. So, in case yours is a platform technology and you would like to, kind of validate the platform technology, or if you've already validated the platform technology, then you can go ahead with specific application. Now, in case you find that the technology itself requires a little bit of validation, then the platform technology can be standardized and optimized under BIG with the last milestone specific for one use case.
Okay.
Right? Like, for example, if you have a platform technology that has a use case across, say, all types of cancer, right?
Okay.
You can probably optimize that technology under BIG with respect to, say, accuracy and all of those other metrics that you may probably have, and then have a pilot validation done, lab scale, right, for just, say, oral cancer.
Got it. My second question is like, we have developed some IP, but it was developed at the institute we are working, and like my co-founders are the like inventors of the particular patent that we have developed, but the IP is owned by the National Institute of Technology, Rourkela. We are in talks with the IP transfer, but it has not been signed yet. So in that case, can we mention those IPs as well?
Yeah, so you can mention those IPs and you can tell them that the company is presently in the process of out-licensing the agreement to IIT Roorkela, and give them a timeline in your proposal telling that this will be completed in say 2 to 3 months time or something like that.
Okay. Ma'am, also last question would be mine is
Hmm.
business mentioned about business and scientific advisor.
Hmm.
So I like we have some business advisors. So do they also need to attend all this evaluation process?
No. So your
Okay.
mentors, as on date of application, are required only on verbal confirmation. If you have a verbal or an email confirmation from your end that XYZ person is accepting to be the advisor for this project, either scientific or business, or both for that matter, that is okay for now, because we would only require names and the details of the mentors, as in their designation and their affiliation at this stage, right? Once you are awarded or once you have been selected for presentation, at that time we would expect one advisor at least to be part of the panel. And once you are awarded, you may probably have to get a written declaration from them telling that they are okay with the advisory role. And please note, none of the advisors can be paid from the BIG grant.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all
Uh,
from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ma'am,
Dr. Jyoti
my name is.
Agarwal.
Yes,
Sorry,
ma'am.
one second.
Thank
Let me
you.
just go one by one. Dr. Jyoti, if you can please go ahead.
Yes. So good afternoon. So I have some queries. The first query
Hmm.
is that we are just waste management. We are working on the waste management theme. So we are developing a new technology, solvent dissolution technology for the treatment of mixed plastic waste. So this will come under the industrial biotechnology category.
Yeah, so the thematic area would be industrial biotechnology, sub-thematic area would be waste management. And then you will have to probably indicate whether it has the integration of data sciences in the project.
Understood. So second of all, my question is how to get LOI from CCAM. Means
So
any. Yeah.
So, yeah, my colleague has already put up the email ID of the BIG management team in the chat box.
Okay.
I'll just tell it once more. It is CCAMP, CCAMP underscore BIG @ccamp.res.in. Okay. Just send in the name of the company and the finalized title of the proposal, and we can generate an LOI within 2 working days time. If you have already finalized the title of your proposal, you can do so immediately so that we can take your things forward.
Okay. So I need to send only the title and the name of the company, not the concept note.
Yes. No, the concept note and the proposal and all of that is required if you want input from CCAP. So
Okay.
if you want us to look at the draft of the proposal and get back to you with curated feedback, you can share that, provided the proposal is written in the format that is requested for BIG.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
So my last question was as asked by Sai Pradhan. So
Mm.
we have some advisors from scientific and business. So by now we don't want any means physical presence of there in the first online and the TP round, or in TP round they are required to be present.
It depends. See, in case we find that the advisors would be able to add bit more of clarity, we will then handhold you for the team. For now, we only require the names and the affiliations of the advisors to be put up on your proposal.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Shah Jahan.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, I called out first, but then I
yeah,
realized that you couldn't mute yourself. So
yeah,
unmute yourself. So please go ahead with your question. The next person would be Rahil. So please be ready. Yeah. Dr.
yeah.
Shah Jahan,
Regarding
please
this
go
one,
forward.
yeah,
Thank
I'm
you.
an academician, so that was the first question which has been already asked. And um, we have mentioned several aspects regarding this one, such as the startup must be beyond 5 years, and is it only an LLP registered is enough, or
Hmm.
Are there
So
any other requirements?
it is not beyond 5 years. You should be under 5 years, incorporated under 5 years. So basically, all the companies registered as LLPs or private limited companies after November 1st, 2020 are eligible for this call of applications.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Rahil, please unmute yourself.
Am I audible?
Yeah, the next person to go is Ajit Babu. Please be ready. Yeah, Rahil, please go forward. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, two questions. Number one, if want to get it through CCAMP, okay, then is there a different form or a different place for to fill the questions and then give it to CCAMP? Or like how is the procedure? If you can give me some light there.
See, the procedure is, we don't have a very stringent procedure per se. What we are expecting people to do is, in case you are getting in touch with us and you would prefer us to be your implementing partner, you will get, choose CCAMP as your implementing partner on the BIRAC portal when you are going ahead with your application. Correct? And at that point of time, in case you do not have any backing from any incubators, then you can generate a letter of intent. Like I mentioned, you can just share the name of the company and the finalized title of the proposal. And then we will generate the LOI and you can choose CCAMP to be your implementing partner on the BIG portal. What we are expecting people to do largely is that in case you are looking at getting a mentorship from us, then you would be choosing CCAMP to be your implementing partner. There is no binding document from CCAMP as an implementing partner at the time of application.
Okay. Okay, got it. And second question is that, let's say if I choose CCAMP, okay, and I am from Surat, I am not from Bangalore, so would be, and I think remote is completely okay, correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
So we have. Yeah, so let me just complete.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
BIG applicants and awardees pan India. So it's not a must that you should be physically stationed at CCAMP at the time of application. So you can go ahead with your application on that. Yeah.
Understood. And lastly, are there any charges to be paid to CCAMP in order to get this implementing thing or like the application helping thing?
Absolutely not.
Okay, perfect. So I can just email you and get it started, correct?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I see a couple of questions. Ajit, I'll just come to you in a minute. I see a couple of questions regarding whether you can upload more than one proposal for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant. Please understand that BIRAC prefers one applicant, so one company, to upload one application per call of BIG. So you will not be able to go ahead with multiple, applications. You will have to choose one application or one technology and then go forward with it. Yeah, Ajit Babu, if you can please unmute yourself.
Yeah. First of all, thank you for the presentation and the explanation. First, my doubt is, in the presentation, there was one slide on the budget limit, contingency, and AP. Can you please share that?
No, so that is while finalizing. So the caps under each budget head and all of that is while finalizing your agreement, which is why I didn't talk about it in the slides. Overall, what you will have to look at when you're uploading your budget is that the recurring head and the non-recurring head totally comes to around 50 lakhs.
No, but since you have shown 30% in capex, should we follow that or not?
That is only on agreement signing once you've been awarded the BI. For now, you need not do that. So usually what happens is the non-recurring head is only equipment, and the equipment has a cap of 30% of the total budget. So for example, if you're asking for 50 lakhs, the maximum you can use for equipment is 15 lakhs, 15 lakhs, right? And the other heads under the recurring part, which is your manpower, consumables, and all the others, will total to 35 lakhs.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So that differentiation is enough. You need not get into the other percentile, differences between the budget, at least at the time of application. No problem.
Okay. And one more question. Let's say we are already incubated with some other big partner, but still we want to go with CCamp. Is it possible?
You can, no problem.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Reema Rahul Joshi, if you can please unmute yourself. The next person would be Anant Gaur. Reema, requesting you to kindly unmute.
Hi.
Hi.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, please go ahead.
Sure. Thank you so much for such a detailed information share. So we are designing ergonomic footwear. These are AI-powered ergonomic footwear, which help you correct your gait. Gait is the way we walk. So I have questions, two questions predominantly. One is, so the product that I spoke to you about, on that basis, we are approximately a TRL 8 to 9, and so we're working on some bit in terms of creating more nuanced progress in terms of what we are building. And the other bit would be the commercialization of it. That is one. And on another invention, we're working with IIT Bombay in collaboration. And there we would be at a nascent stage. So we would be, around TRL 2 or 3, and then we would want to build from it. So my question is, I understand that we would be expected to make only one application. So in this scenario, which one do you think would have a chance to be relevant?
Right. So in case, and this is across the panel, thank you for that question, Reema. So in case you have a technology that can have multiple applications, we would request you to have a couple of things in your line of thought when you're choosing which parallel to kind of take or which R&D avenue to kind of go for. So first thing is the budget is capped at 50 lakhs, right? The 50 lakhs is not going to come in a single tranche. It is going to come in tranches of say 15 or 20 each. Whenever you're successfully completing your scientific milestones that you are indicating under the Biotechnology Ignition Grant. Secondly, you are given about 18 months time to de-risk your entire solution for one single application. Correct? And the third thing is that because of the competitive nature of the grant, it is always preferred to have significant amount of preliminary data or at least a good backing of preliminary data for at least to suggest that, because I have gotten so much of data, I am going with this as the first milestone under BI, right? So have all of these things in your mind when you are choosing your next or choosing your parallel for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant, whichever you are selecting. I hope that clarifies, Reema. You're on mute, sorry.
Okay, sure.
All right, okay. Okay. Anand, if you can please go forward.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. I just want to ask that we are working in a product which is in TRL 4 or 5, but we already received grant from Nidhi SSP and Nidhi Prayas. So will it be eligible for this big grant because DST already provided 2 grants for this particular project?
So Nidhi SSP would have been an investment, not a grant, I suppose.
Yes.
So what you can do for the BIG is whatever data you have till date that you have done either from these two funding agencies or otherwise, maybe you were bootstrapped before that. So all of that can be collated as your preliminary data and showcased for BIG.
Okay, that's great. That's wonderful. And already we are incubated in IIT Mandi. So LOI, do we need LOI for that or?
Right. So you can choose CCAM to be your implementing partner and IIT Mandi to be your incubator. Now, in case you have like a active association with the incubator on paper, that means if you have a valid agreement as on date of application, that is good enough.
Right.
In case you do not have that, then kindly request for a letter of intent.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot for this clarification.
Yeah. Shreena, please unmute yourself. Hi.
Yes. Hi, hello. Thanks for the presentation. I just have one question. Like, suppose you get a funding for the same topic before the big is being screened and verified. So, will it be eligible for the? If suppose we get a funding for the same topic, so is it
So,
eligible for the?
so let me just rephrase the question. Say, for example, you've applied for BIG and some other funding,
Yes.
and the objectives remain the same, but you
Yes.
have got the XYZ funding approved,
Yes.
and whether you will be able to go ahead with BIG is your question.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So if that is the case, then as and when you are receiving the funds for that particular milestones, you will be
Yes.
able to slightly modify the milestones under BIG. Now,
Okay.
that decision is usually taken when you have received the funds in your account for the milestones, for the same milestones, right? Number one.
Okay.
Secondly, this decision is usually taken by CCAMP on a case-by-case basis to just understand, first of all, how you can kind of understand how to tweak the milestones slightly.
Okay. Like
Okay.
if you do the application after, like before the
You can
big
do
grant
the
has been.
application for the same. So you can do the application for the same milestones, but in case you're getting awarded,
Okay.
then
Okay.
BIG will not kick in unless you kind of change the milestone.
Change the milestone. Okay. So after getting the grant, we can tweak the milestones.
On a case-by-case basis.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Joseph Abraham, request you to kindly unmute. The next person to go would be Mr. Chintan Bhavsar. Please be ready. Yeah, over to you, Mr. Joseph.
Hi, madam. Great presentation. Ma'am, I have two doubts, ma'am. The first one is,
yes,
we are having two directors in the company. So one is project leader and the second is team member. Is that okay?
Yeah, should be fine. No problem.
Okay. The second one is, in additional details, one is LOI. Can we add MOU in that?
So in MOU for what?
MOU is like we are collaborating with other institutions.
For the outsourcing, is it?
Yeah, outsourcing. Yes, exactly.
Okay, and this is an academic institution?
Academic, yes.
So as part of BIG, if you're outsourcing a part of your project, please understand that only 30% of the work can be outsourced to any third party. Okay. So in case you're already having a standing association with some XYZ place where they'll be collaborating and outsourcing the work for you, the R&D work for you, you can go ahead with uploading the MOU. That is not an issue. But please understand that only 30% of the work can be outsourced.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Dr. Chintan Bhavsar, request you to kindly unmute. The next to go is Dr. Shweta Singh.
Hi, thank you for presentation. I think one of the question that I had was actually answered that faculties are not eligible for the current big call. But
Yes.
let's say in the next big call, the eligibility criteria remains the same, but I'm still a faculty, but I have registered a company in my name. Would I still be eligible if I'm
Yes.
still a faculty, but I have a company?
Yes, you will definitely be eligible. The company will definitely be eligible for the application. What we would suggest you to also do is just on the back end have a an NOC from the institute telling that they don't have an issue with you forming a company.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And one last thing is that we need, what TRL level do we need for this big grant? Because I've just started my career in India. So I as such have an idea and it's at an ideation stage with no data as such. So what would you suggest?
So usually the TRL level for the BIG is somewhere between TRL 3 to TRL 4 to 5. Right? And it is always better to kind of back the first milestone you are quoting for the BIG with some amount of preliminary data. So if you have some indicative reference that because of the scientific evidences ABC, XYZ would be my first milestone under BIG.
Okay, got it, got it. And are there, so one of the participant actually asked, are there any other schemes that are on the top of your head that are actually eligible for faculty and that can help us progress to entrepreneurship?
Yeah, so for faculty, a couple of programs are there. So under BIRAC, you have something called as PACE, 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 right?
Okay.
And under CCAP, we also have an association with Vadvani Foundation, which we call as WIN COE. Can you please write an email to the CCAP_BIG email ID so that we can get back to you with the details? You can have it as part of your email so that you can refer to it whenever you see it will be convenient for you.
Yeah, okay. So it's Vadwani Win COE, WINCOE.
No. The CCAMP email ID would be ccamp_BIG@ccamp.res.in.
Yeah, that's
And
what
you
I
can send an
noted.
email inquiring
Okay,
for academic grant opportunities, and we can get back
awesome,
to you about it.
awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. Dr. Shweta Singh, please go forward. Mr. Jagadish Tambi would be next. Thank you. Dr. Shweta, please.
Yes, thank you once again for your presentation and making us understand about this big grant application. Now, the thing is, as per our previous conversation, we have drafted the the draft of the proposal. I'm about to submit it, but at this point, I just need to know that do I have to submit first the letter of intent application, or along with that the draft also, or one by one?
Where are you looking at submitting this? Are you going to send it for CCAM for inputs or to BIRAC?
To CCAP.
Okay, so you can do both of them together.
Okay. Another thing is we are three directors in this LLP. So I'm the primary person of contact and drafting this proposal. So is it okay if I just go with that reference and everywhere putting that contact?
Yeah, and I hope you have the technical expertise also for the
Yes.
milestones that you are indicated.
Yes, that's there.
Please go forward, no problem.
Okay, so at this point, I just need to ask for the letter of intent and give my drafted proposal as in the
Yeah.
format of the big guidelines what you have proposed. Do I have to also attach the supplementary data or something like that, or just for those 10 points?
It would be best because then we would be able to give a wonderful curated feedback to you in case you are sending us the preliminary data as well. It will be great.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. The next person is Mr. Tambi, and after that would be Mirror Folio. Please go forward.
Yeah, thanks
Hi.
for this presentation. So my question is regarding the eligibility. So is there any restriction that the founders cannot have shareholdings in other startups? Because apart from founder, I'm also an investor in other startups, including some of the CCAM incubated biotech companies. So is there any restriction like that?
Yeah. Thank you for that. So there is a restriction where the founders of, the project coordinator of the applicant company should not hold more than 20% shares in another company.
Great. That's it. Yeah.
So,
I think that was my question.
I think you are safe.
Yeah, I'm safe. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Mirror Folio, please unmute yourself. The next one is Manu Asthana after Mirror Folio.
Hi, this
Hi.
is Kabir from Portfolio. We are working on a healthcare ecosystem in geriatric space. So my question is, we are taking care of the caregivers problems, not the patient stuff. So my question is, is it comes under medical device or what is the category in that?
So medical devices, under that you have, I think you have assistive care, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
There'll be a subthematic area which would be much more specific to your choice. So it will definitely come under medical devices. Yes.
Okay. So this is an IoT ecosystem, but curated for the caregivers, not the patients. That's why I wanted to.
Yeah, so I think with respect to your proposal, you may have to be very strong about a couple of things. One is the novelty aspect, and the second is the value proposition. when compared to the existing portfolios present in the market. So that should be strengthened in your portfolio. But if your question is largely on the thematic area, then the medical devices would be the right segment to go for.
Okay. So, talking about, I have one more question. So, about the preliminary data. So, we have interactions with our target group of users with more than 350 individuals, but was in an informal way, so that we went to their homes and interacted with them to understand what's going on and what their need is. So, does that count as data?
Yes, it does, but then you will have to specify that this is on interactions with the specific populations that you have identified. You may not be able to put it as basically like a, what do you call it, consented interaction, but it can be like an interaction of one-on-one interaction, basically.
Yeah, that's what happened, not a group interaction, the one-on-one
Yeah, so
interaction.
you can do that. You can do that. Yes. Okay. But in parallel, I would also tell you, because BIG takes about 6 months in itself to get to know your about it. In parallel, if you can also get some consented data or something like that, it should be great. I understand that that requires a little bit more of feasibility studies and all of that, but in case you can do that, please undertake that immediately.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Manu Astana, request you to kindly unmute. The next person would be Dr. Almeida. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Manu, please.
Thanks for the
Yeah.
nice presentation.
Thank you.
Ma'am, I want to know, I have just received DST Mighty grant for
Okay.
prototype development. So, will I be eligible for this BIG grant?
So in case your milestones are to stand, so you have certain, so Mighty is basically an investment, correct? Or is it the
This is
grant,
tied
the Genesis?
2.2.
Right. So that
Just
must be up to 7 lakhs, correct? Grant up to 7 lakhs.
yeah, this is up to 4 lakhs, just starting.
Okay. All right. So whatever standardizations you should do exclusive of the milestones under TIDE, you can put that under BIG.
Okay. So same idea for the further steps we can
So
apply.
same solution, but probably you'll have to make it a bit better, right? So you've gotten 4 lakhs, you may be able to do a little bit of prototyping, but that may require standardizations and all of that. So all of that can be put up under BIG.
We have applied for the IP already, and we have some preliminary data also.
So preliminary data can be put up in the BIG as preliminary data, like I mentioned. And the patent, you can just say that you have filed for the patent and just give us the title in which you have filed, maybe.
Okay, for the BIG, we need to add some business advisor, but we do not have. So will
You can tell, CCAM can, like I said, no, none of the employees of CCAM can be indicated as advisors in your
or as but can find out.
But
we have to look.
Yeah, but you can tell that you will be looking at business advisors presently, and you will be onboarding one soon.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Donald Almeida, please unmute yourself.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, for the presentation. I have 3 questions. So the first question would be, you were talking about the non-recurring expenses, which was for the equipments. Now, my doubt is that in equipments, I have 2 categories. One is the scientific related experiments, which is required for because I'm working on natural products against cancer. So for me to derive that products, there are certain equipments which I have. These are not high-end equipments, but required because the incubator which I am choosing, I meant to choose an incubator, will have the scientific major experiments equipment. So that is one part of it. And the second part would be the computer or the laptop for the staff if it is required, or a laptop for me if it is required. So can I put these under non-recurring expenses that is under the equipment, or is there or certain things only can come under that?
No, equipment can include computers also, no problem.
No problem. Cool.
Yeah.
So my second question is that now let's say I have a team. I'm the project leader or the scientific leader. Under me, I might have two people. So when it comes to the salary, or so I can put all these three people under the salary, and the cutoff, of course, you said during the final once the budget approval is done. But all three are eligible for a salary, right?
Yeah, so basically, see, under the Income Tax Act of India, one person cannot take salary from two different sources.
That is understandable. Okay.
Yeah, so that was the only delinking that we have there. Otherwise, it should be okay.
Cool, I understood that. So all three, the entire team, as in the team that I have, none of us are getting salary from either sources, from any other source. So this will be the only source. And the last question, as of now, I have is that the outsourcing. I think one person asked about the outsourcing, and you answered that only 30% of work can be given outsourced. So which means the remaining part of the work can be done in the incubator, which I'm incubated with, right?
Yes, you can. No problem.
Because the majority of the experiments when it comes to natural product extraction and the other downstream processes, I will be tying up with a particular, incubating in a particular lab which has all these equipments. So which means that
so you can 30% of the project can be undertaken as part of outsourcing, and the remaining work can be done in the incubator. No problem.
Okay. Because as of now, I'm not investing on those equipments because those equipments are all very big equipment. So that's the reason I'm incubating in a CSIR lab, and then maybe outsource 30%. So remaining will be done in incubator. That is what I'm trying to plan.
Yeah, no problem. If it is a bioness center, then you would not require an LOI. If the incubator is not a bioness center, please get an LOI from CCAMP.
Yeah. I've already come to CCAMP and discussed it. So I was just checking. No problem. Okay. So yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the next person to go is, okay, the attendee's name says office. I'm not sure who that is. Request you to kindly unmute. The next person to go is Siddharth Bharti. Yeah, from
Thank you
team
for the
office.
presentation.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for the presentation. My question is that we have been already funded by Elevate, and we have a basic prototype or something, and it still need validation. Can we go with that itself, or can we have this platform technology that we are developing? It's our initial one is addressing food processing or food safety. The other one is we want to know can be addressing aquaculture. My question here is, can we, whatever we got the basic prototype, can we go in BIG for that, or we should go for something else? Because as you initially mentioned, it cannot be.
Yeah, so I think somebody had already asked me this question previously. So, the thing is that in BIG, like I said, because of the highly competitive nature of the grant, it is expected for you to have some amount of preliminary data for the application that you're intending to, right? Now, in case your preliminary data that you have can extend to aquaculture, like you mentioned, it is one of the applications, right? So if it can be extended to aquaculture, you can choose aquaculture to be your one of the applications under BIG, especially for the last milestone. But in case, I don't know where you stand with aquaculture and the platform technology that you're working on. In case the, standardizations are much required in the platform technology to extend it to aquaculture, then it would be best to go with the other platform, the other application that you are intending.
So again, I need. So first one we have got for food processing, we have already got Elevate funding. So it's in a basic stage as POC. We almost maybe halfway through. So can I go for that itself, or now we can go to a different track, maybe addressing aquaculture issue?
So that's what I said. Even if you've got an Elevate and you are requiring standardizations over there, you can apply for BIG.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem.
That answers. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Mr. Siddharth Bharati, if you can please unmute yourself. Mahima Kolpe would be next. Thank you. Yeah.
Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Siddharth, please. Good afternoon. Yes.
Yes, ma'am, I wanted to know, are there any specific guidelines or limitation regarding the use of AI generated responses or maybe some assistance, basic assistance from the AI, maybe Chat GPT or something similar tools? And second question, ma'am,
For drafting your proposal?
yeah, maybe it's like a basic Chat
Right.
GPT kind.
So during the preliminary screening, there would be a screening on all levels. So especially if you're drafting it through ChatGPT or all of that. But then what I would concur with is probably you can use those tools to better your proposal, but not for completely taking a proposal from ChatGPT. So the originality of writing the proposal is something that we will be validating from our end during the preliminary screening.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Also, ma'am, can you please share the PPT that you were sharing on the screen? If we can get that.
Yeah. So I will be. So considering that you've already registered for this webinar, I have your email ID. I will be sharing the recorded version of this presentation and today's discussion with every one of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. Mahima, kindly unmute yourself. The next person to go would be Balakrishna Deep Facts. Mahima, if you can please go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, ma'am. Actually, we are a startup working in healthcare and bioinformatics, and we are a very young startup, first time applicant for BIG. So my question was how to choose the implementing partner first of all, and if we are choosing CCamp as our implementing partner, what will be the procedure for it? As we don't have a much idea about how to connect with you and the project we have to select and all.
So the proposal selection, the technical inputs for the grant and everything comes from the applicant. Like I mentioned, I have already mentioned a couple of aspects that you will be getting with CCamp as an implementing partner. CCamp as an implementing partner does not take any fees or there is no monetary transaction for the mentorship or for any help or aid that we provide to anyone. What we are expecting from people is whoever chooses us to be the nodal point of contact would indicate us to be the BIG partner when they are uploading their proposal on the BIRAC portal.
So ma'am, uploading the like for the proposal means like we have to be ready with all our this draft and all, or
yes. So the
okay,
upload of the application and all of that will happen from your end on the BIRAC portal.
So BIRAC as well as we have to share it with both.
No. So for BIRAC, you will be choosing the final of your proposal. You will be uploading onto the BIRAC. That will be your application. To help you strengthen your application, you can share a draft of your proposal with us so that we can get back to you with curated feedback. And based on the feedback, you can rework on the proposal and upload it in finality on the BIRAC portal.
Okay, before finalizing and submitting with BIRAC, we have to do it with you. Also, my question was like, other than the email, can we like if we have some doubts, can we have a one-on-one discussions or only by email we can contact?
So we are quite responsive on emails. I haven't had any people being facing any difficulty in choosing us over an email. But in case you require a one-on-one, I think you can just indicate that on email and we can schedule a call. But please understand that 30th is the last date. So we are getting a lot of traction with drafted proposals and LOI requests. So it will be between of all this that we can schedule a one-on-one.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Also, my last question was, having an incubator is mandatory or is it an optional thing?
It's always better to choose one. In case you do not have one, then you can choose CCamp to be your incubator as well. And we can generate a letter of intent in that regard.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next person, Balakrishna, if you can please unmute yourself. The next person would be Sai Pradhan. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the presentation. So we received a Nidhi Prayas grant of 10 lakhs. So as per previous questions, we are still eligible to apply for Big CM, right?
Yes, you are. Yes. As long as the milestones are a little different from each other, you can go ahead. No problem.
Okay, so one more question is, we are incubated at IIIT Hyderabad, and I think it is not part of, it is not bio-nested. So I think we need this letter of intent from you. Am I right?
Yes, yes. So please share the name of the company and the finalized title of the proposal over email. We will get back to you with an LOI within 2 days.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm.
Sai,
Yeah.
please go forward. Next person is Dr. G. Ashok.
Yeah,
Yes,
ma'am.
Sai. Yeah.
A couple of questions again. Like, first thing I wanted to ask is the reference. Do we have to refer our papers or we can refer to other paper as well for the reference section?
Anything is fine as long as you don't go beyond the count of 5, because this is not a thesis. So we are expecting it to be very concise and precise references that you're going to upload. It need not be your own paper. It can also be alternate other papers as well.
Okay. Also for the preliminary data, can we just upload our papers that we have worked on?
No, you will have to concise your preliminary data for
Okay.
scientific relevance for the BIG grant. The reviewers will not have time to go forward with around 10 to 15 pages of your publication and see which aspect of that publication is valid for BIG.
Got it. Also, if somebody has a, like, for example, we have an incubation agreement with CCAMP already, do we need LOI?
No, if you already have a facility usage agreement with CCAMP, an LOI would not be mandatory for BIG.
Okay. Also, in the additional document section, you mentioned like outsourcing or industry connect document can be there. Although we don't have it, if we have some LOIs from surgeons that they are willing to do a pilot study after CDSO approval, can we upload those? Will that be
Yes.
a valid document?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. That's all.
Dr. Ashok, please unmute yourself. Next person to go would be Hasna.
Good evening, ma'am. We are incubating in Arthur Incubation Center. Already we are incubated there. And I have a question, like we are developing a device related to aquaculture using AI and ML. Whether the project leader should have that specific degree or expertise for applying BAG, because I am from a biotechnology background. I am holding a degree in biotechnology, whether I have to be have that expertise or my
It
team
is
members
better.
can have that.
It is better to have the expertise as part of being a project coordinator. But in case the project coordinator has an umbrella expertise in the matter, along with team members who have specific expertise, that is also okay. Because another aspect that you will have to look at is that the project coordinator must hold shares or ESOPs in the company.
Yes, ma'am. Like whether the team members, whether we can include the team members with the technical expertise.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. I just from that question, I just want to clarify. I'm a guy who's not from a STEM background, but been building in tech for almost a decade right now. So, is there any problem like education in terms of education qualification?
No, no. So as long as your expertise and your CV reflects your, sometimes even if you're not having the educational qualification for it, if your CV is strong enough with expertise in the matter, that should be fine. Okay. So Hasna, kindly unmute yourself. The next person is Anupama Bhatt from Mirai. Yeah, Hasna.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm from Kerala and I would like to do it in RGCB, Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology. So, and the big partners are not listed there. RGCB is not there. Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology is not listed in that list. So, what would I do for that?
One second. CCAMP is the implementing partner. You can choose RGCB Bioness Center to be your incubator.
Incubate. Okay.
So CCAMP will be your implementing partner.
Okay.
Let me just repeat.
Okay,
CCAMP will be your implementing partner and RGCB would be your incubator of choice.
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am. And one more. And you guys will be help us in the documentation level as our we are having a we don't have a prototype.
What do you mean by
Is it
documentation?
important to have a company? Ma'am, we are having our idea without any prototype. So if you guys if we guys are sending a mail, so you guys will help us on that.
No, what do you mean by documentation? Documentation
Ma'am,
for what
documentation
per
in the
se?
sense, our project idea, we are having the idea, but we have to take that documentations like objectives like that and all.
No, we will only be able to give you curated feedback once we have received the drafted proposals. We will not be able to write the proposal for you per se.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes. Anupama, kindly unmute yourself. Dr. Dheeraj is next.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking the time for this. Actually, we are curious to know like how many startups will be shortlisted for, or is there a cap on how many startups will be selected for the big scheme?
So largely the number of startups versus the number of applications differs in BIRAC from call to call. We will not be able to give you the exact numbers. And also among the thematic areas also, there is no particular, blanket approval that only X number of startups should be selected or something like that.
Okay. We are actually part of the V Bio program, ma'am, and we are incubated at CCAM. So the thing is, due to funding limitations, we were not able to do as a medical device. So we started as a consumer device for our smart ring devices. So so we can apply now for this grant with the for medical device, right? That way we can do the design changes and the prototyping and everything for the medical device because it's a
Yes.
requirement and things will be different.
Yes, you can. No problem. You can choose to, again, you can also choose to have the data that you have as part of your consumer device as a backing for your need identification for the medical device.
Okay. And manufacturing, can we allocate the funding for manufacturing of the prototyping part as well?
So manufacturing, marketing, sales, and commercializations are not a part of the BIG. It's beyond the scope of the BIG grant.
Okay. So
you
it
can
is more.
finish the prototyping. You can finish the
Okay.
prototyping, and you can probably do a pilot of testing the accuracy metrics with the prototype, the alpha prototype that you have created under BIG. But
Okay.
manufacturing of the final prototype is not within the scope of Biotechnology Ignition Grant.
Okay, and can we do some variants of the product with the prototypes? Because we want to cater for different demographic people with respect to health tracking smart rings and like wearable devices. We want to do more variants as well. So is that something which we can do as well?
Just see if you can cater to it under the 50 lakh budget. If it is feasible,
Okay,
then
yes.
yes. But please understand that each variant will have to be optimized as per certain quantitative metrics. So all of that will have to be catered to under the 50 lakh budget and 18 months of time.
Okay, fine. Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Dheeraj, if you can please unmute yourself. Reema Joshi would be next.
Ma'am, thank you for the wonderful presentation. Ma'am, I have just 2-3 questions because major of them been cleared out. Ma'am, do we require GST number?
Not for BIG application, no.
Okay. Ma'am,
Once
second
awarded,
question.
we will be asking you for those details. Once awarded, yes.
Ma'am, second question is, ma'am, you just spoke about the salarized part. So if a applicant is a self-employed guy, so and when we start working on this particular startups, so can we drive the salary?
You should be a startup at the time of application. That is number one. And once you are awarded, the team members and the project coordinator can draw salary from the BIG grant. No problem.
My last question here is, ma'am, you already mentioned the TRL level of between 3 and 5 as far as the technology is concerned. So my question is, ma'am, that exactly at what stage the applications are acceptable? I mean, with respect to the traction part, do you expect the startup to have the traction in terms of sales or the traction in terms of the revenue or the numbers who are using the product?
Prior to all of that. So you will be using the BIG amount in standardization and optimization of the R&D of the product that you are working on. BIG comes almost 1 or 2 years prior to commercialization.
So if there is no sales and revenue, still we can apply.
Yes.
And ma'am, at exactly at what stage? Is it a prototype idea or the proof of concept?
It would be between the idea and the proof of concept stage. Primarily, if the idea has a backing of some scientific evidences, that would be the best time to apply for BIG.
And ma'am, if you have developed a little bit of technology that can we share? Because between this idea and the prototype
You can
proof of
share that
concept.
as part of your preliminary data. You can share that as part of your preliminary.
Okay. And ma'am, last, just wanted to understand the flow once again, what you have discussed. First, we go on the Biotech platform, we register our firm as a LLP or private limited, get the approval, then we send a letter of intent to you, we get an approval from you, and then we send a drafted data for the
All of
revaluation.
this, all of this can run in parallel, Dr. Dheeraj. It's not like you have to do one after the other. All of this can happen in parallel.
Okay. And ma'am, you were just talking about some different set of documents. You spoke about documents which you apply at the time of application, and then you spoke about the documentation which you apply once you are getting the approval or you've been selected. So those different set of documents also will help us out, or how it is?
No. So at the time of application, all the documentation of the company and all of that will have to be uploaded along with your proposal and all of that. Once you are awarded, we will be undertaking due diligence, which is completely different. So right now, you need not consider the due diligence phase. All you have to be concerned about is your company documentation and drafting your proposal in finality, for which CCAMP can help you.
And ma'am, you just a couple of minutes, one of the person had asked about the various schemes apart from the BIRAC and those little bit inside the BIRAC, right? So is there any other scheme currently open with the CCAM where we can apply, whether it's a seed or whether it's a grant apart from BIRAC?
Right. So there are multiple other questions regarding BIG coming up. Can you please write me an email so that I'll be able to give you a concise thing? In parallel, you can also check out the CCAMP website. So CCAMP under seed funding will have all the modalities that we work on.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah. Reema Joshi, please go forward. The next person is Amar Vignesh. Yeah, Reema, if you can please unmute.
Yeah, I did that. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, now, yes, we can. Please go forward.
So I did mention to you about those two TRLs. I'm actually a bit confused, is why I'm asking you the question as a follow-up to what I asked previously. So I do understand that for the first one, where we are at close to CTRL 7, commercialization is not included under BIG, and instead it's only going to be the validation of the product and the iterations of prototype that would fall under the BIG bracket, if I had to do now. The second one, which I had alternatively been working on, it's in the wearables category, which we are collaborating with IIT Bombay and working on. For that, you mentioned that faculty is not a part of the application now. Is that correct in my understanding? So that means that
faculty and individual entrepreneurs cannot be the project coordinator. They can be in the advisory pool. The only applicants for BIG call 25 has to be a startup incorporated as a private limited company or an LLP.
okay. So they cannot be a part of the advisory pool or as a co-applicant in the
Faculty can be part of the advisory pool. They can be.
Okay. Oh, got it. But they
And
cannot
there is no co-applicant or co-PI in BIG. There's only one applicant, which will be the startup.
Okay. So okay, and commercialization wouldn't work in that case. Fine. Okay. Got it. And I've also won a grant for 10 lakhs recently from NSR Cell IIM Bangalore. I've been incubated with them. would I still be eligible for BIG, or is there?
Yeah, definitely. You can go ahead. That's not an issue. As long as you are able to justify how that money was used and project that as part of your preliminary data, you should be good to go.
Okay, got it. Yeah, those are my questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, Amar Vignesh, request you to kindly unmute. The next person to go would be Vaishnavi Anand.
Yeah. Good afternoon, and thank you for the presentation. I have 3 to 4 nuanced questions. I'll just start with it. The first one is that the product that we are developing is actually an automation for the pharmaceutical industry with regards to HPLC. So does it fall under industrial biotechnology theme or something else?
So HPLC for drugs?
Yeah, we're making automation for the mobile phase preparations.
Yeah,
With
then
regards
it
to
would
HPLC.
probably come. Yeah, so yeah, you're doing it under HPLC, but then what would your final milestone of accuracy be? Would it be with respect to drugs or would it be with respect to a secondary metabolite? You're automating an HPLC system,
No,
right?
we are not automating an HPLC system. We're automating the mobile phase preparation. So basically, we're removing the human in the loop for preparation of all of these things. So our KPIs would be to.
It would better be fit into industrial biotechnology.
Got it. And second question is that I've already received the Biotech BIG for my first startup, but I've quit my first startup and this is my second startup. So am I still eligible for this, or how does that play out?
Is the first startup still active or closed?
It is active, but I've completely quit the company, gave up all my shares and everything.
Okay, so then probably a SHP of that during eligibility, probably you will have to justify with documentation with the shareholding pattern of both the companies.
Got it. And the third question is that currently I'm incubated at IIT Madras Bio Incubator. And then, but the incubation agreement is in the name of IIT Madras Incubation Cell, not the Bio Incubator. So can I use that as an LOI thing, or shall I get it from CCAMP?
Best to get one from CCAMP, I would say, because during eligibility, again, we will be doing a screening, and in case we find that document, void for some reason, then you will have to again generate an LOI from CCAMP. So best to do that today.
CCAMP, got it. And one last question is that, so we're talking about the draft and sending the proposal. Is it more like I make a Google Doc with all the same questions from the portal and then answer it and send it to you? Is it something like that?
Word document should also be fine. Whatever suits you best, we can do it.
Word document basically.
As long as we have access to that document, we'll be able to revert on with feedback.
So yeah, just take the same questions for the portal and answer in a Word doc and send it to you, right?
So look, in case you need the offline draft of the BIG template, you can just write an email and we can get back to you with that template and you can work on it. No problem.
Okay, got it. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Vaishnavi Anand, please unmute yourself. The next person is Syed Zubair.
Hi, ma'am. Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, I have 3 questions. First thing being, how technically deep are we supposed to write our proposal? I mean, while writing the proposal, although we've applied for a patent, we're yet to receive it. So up to what depth are we expected to explain?
See, we are not expecting any of the applicants to include anything that is proprietary in nature in your proposals. So in case you have a very specific molecule that you're working on or any aspect of the technology platform that may be proprietary or generate a patent in the future, that is still not legally bound. We are not expecting you to kind of release that information out because it can probably be a patentable information in the future. But please bear in mind that we are at least expecting clarity in the proposal so that the reviewers are clear that you are in the right direction.
Okay.
Right? So at least if, like, for example, if, I am going to detect some sort of a pollutant or a pesticide for farmers, and I'm using a specific chemical that I'm using as a biomolecule or something, that biomolecule might be proprietary in nature, but I can at least say that this is going to be coming under class C of organophosphates or something like that, if such a thing exists. So at least the reviewers are very clear that, okay, because this is reacting with this and this probably may be the technical validation behind it, you can then go forward with it. But in case you need a very detailed, let me just complete. In case you need a very detailed input on it, please write or draft a proposal from your end. And we will get back to you as to what details seems to be missing or what can be better considered.
Absolutely, ma'am. Also, as of now, we have two directors, but another person's soon to join us. But that would take some more time, so probably that wouldn't happen
You
the way.
can go ahead with the documentation as on date. If there is any change in the documentation as far as the company is concerned, you can update us as and when it is finalized. If you
Sure.
are implemented by CCAM.
Sure. Ma'am, last question. I finished my bachelor's and I've just entered my master's. So would master's in biochemistry. So would that be a problem with my I don't know, lack of qualification, or would that be a problem? Because I would be the principal investigator.
No, as long as you have the expertise to take things forward and you're able to put it out strongly in your proposal, I don't see an issue with it. We've had people who have been company applicants with just the graduate degree even, so that shouldn't be an issue.
Okay, ma'am. Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Syed Zubair, requesting you to kindly unmute. The next person is Preeta Sharan. Yeah, you're audible, Zubair. Please go forward.
Okay, perfect. The quick question, I think you have already answered. Please answer it again if I have missed something. I have a company focusing on black budget fly. We have two business proposals in this. One is to give to customers in India, and one is extract the elements and we want to sell it abroad. So can we, as a company who want to sell to the elements or the extraction of from the insect to abroad, can this be mentioned in the proposal?
Going to be transactionally, please understand that BIG is an R&D based. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so see, if you're going to rear the BSF and then supply it internationally or nationally, just under this, kind of justify as to what the R&D milestones under BIG, the BIG would be catered to. Because BIG is a milestone based grant. So you will have to have some R&D involved over there that needs a little bit of standardization or optimization, and you can then, poise that under BIG.
Got it. Next question is, I have an advisor of a business in the company, but he already has 50% of the equity share in his own company. So how will this be applied to when a direct proposal? Can the person be advisor?
Sorry, can you just repeat that question? I didn't get the first part.
Yeah. I have a business advisor in my company, and he's a shareholder in my current company, right? He already has 50% of the company share in his own company, another company.
Right. So actually, the promoters of the applicant company are not supposed to hold more than 20% shares in another company. Is that other company where he holds 50% shares a biotech company?
Yeah.
Then, you can go ahead and apply, but we will have to check the documentation of both the companies during the eligibility stage and then make it deem it eligible for application.
Okay. Which means, can he be a shareholder in my company?
Well, whether or not he has to be a shareholder in the company is your internal documentation. What I'm talking about is only with respect to the Biotechnology Ignition Grant. So as part of the Biotechnology Ignition Grant, during eligibility, we will be checking all of these aspects. But I would have to, I cannot look at the documents now because you do not have that standing with CCAM. So it would be unethical of me to ask all the documentation. But nonetheless, after you have applied, probably during the eligibility screening, we will have to check the documents of both the companies and then take things forward.
Understood. Thank you so much. One last question regarding the salary. What's the maximum salary can I take from the 50 lakh and give it to the 3 directors of the company?
So for now, the cap from BIRAC stands at 50,000 per month per person.
All right, all right. That goes for 18 months, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Preeta, kindly unmute yourself. The next person is Purnima Ram Mohan. Thank you.
Hello,
Yeah.
can you hear me, madam?
Yes, I can. Please go
Yeah,
forward.
I have three questions. First of all, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. I have one startup company in 2024 I started, and it is private limited. And
Yeah, please. Hello. Hello, Miss Preeta. Miss Preeta, we are not able to hear you well. Can you?
now can you hear me?
Yes, better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you registered your company in 2024 as a private limited,
Yes,
and
yes.
can you please?
Physiotherapy device I have developed. Okay, so 4 or 5 physiotherapy device I developed. My first question is whether physiotherapy device, and I have taken ethical clearance. I have done human trial with the help of the doctors. So whether I am eligible for writing the big project, big grant?
So what are you going to use the BIG for? Is it for multicentric trials?
Trial means for a physiotherapy patient, like for stroke patient and all, we have done the trial for my device.
No, I'm asking you, what are you quoting under milestones under BIG? What are you using the BIG money for? What milestones?
Milestone means what, madam? Like with TRL, you are asking TRL level?
So ma'am, BIG is an initiation grant which will be given out in tranches. Okay, as and when you complete a milestone, we will be releasing one tranche of the funds. You're not going to get 50 lakhs as a single transaction. It will be in phases. So how we determine those phases is as and when you complete the milestones, the R&D milestones under a particular grant.
Fine. Then
So-
first milestone to develop the device for that complete means
You've
it's
already,
not like a,
no, 1 second. Once again, you already said that you have developed the device and you've already tested it on physiotherapy patients.
but not like
So
a
now,
device type.
are you-
Device means it's like a prototype. Device I have to develop.
So with whatever prototype you have presently, do you have any standardizations or optimizations that you need to do?
Yes, we have to do compliance and all.
Not compliance. I'm talking about the prototype, the design. Is there anything that you have to do?
Yeah,
Because in case you are in a stage where you are looking at regulatory approvals or IEC compliances or anything of that sort, then it will be post the Biotechnology Ignition Grant scope. You will have to look at other opportunities like SIBRI, BIPP or other investments from CCAM. Okay. If you've already standardized the prototype and now you're going to go ahead for regulatory clearances or any compliances of that sort, then it is post the Biotechnology Ignition Grant scope.
Okay. So regulatory body, I have not done. Regulatory
It will be coming under SIBRI, BIPP or any of the investment schemes from CCAM.
Okay. So we can apply or not under big.
No, ma'am. That's what I'm telling. You will be beyond. You will be too mature for BIG. The scope of the project is beyond BIG. So your application may be beyond the scope of BIG. So you have to look at opportunities under BIRAC that is after.
Okay, this is one thing. Second question is some other projects are there, other product already that also for the physiotherapy, but which is not so mature that we can apply.
If they are not that mature, you can go ahead.
Okay. Hello, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. Purnima Ram Mohan, please mute. Sumit Singh would be next. Yeah, Purnima.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you for the presentation. I'm from a startup materials company, and we actually have more than one product for now with preliminary data on it. So one of it, some of the products are directly used for biomedical applications, while the other product we're concerned about is the packing product. So I wanted to ask if multiple proposals can be sent to CCAMP so that we can split the grant for the products that we want to
No, you
currently
will not be
market.
able to split the grants for multiple products. You will have to go with a single product, and that decision has to come from the applicant.
Okay, so but can we apply for multiple grants for separately for if you want to market more than one product?
Multiple grants as in multiple schemes similar to BIG, other than BIG?
Yes, as in can I submit more than one grant to CCAMP where each grant is for a specific product?
So see, CCAMP is going to give you the inputs for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant for now, right? So we have a mentorship for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant alone. If you are looking at submitting proposals to CCAMP with the other modalities that we have, you can do that as and when the application call opens for those specific opportunities. Right now, the opportunity is open for Biotechnology Ignition Grant, and the inputs on your proposal will be given only for Biotechnology Ignition Grant. And for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant, each applicant is expected to upload a single proposal per call of applications.
Okay.
So I hope I am clear here.
The proposal could also be for a method, right? If you want to market or scale up a method, it can the proposal can be for that as well. It can be about technology or method development.
For scale up, yes, but not for marketing and commercialization.
Okay, and one more thing, would a packing product, so this packing product can help in packaging biomedical goods as well. So will that qualify as a product that we can apply for under the Biotechnology Ignition Grant?
Yeah, you can apply under the industrial biotechnology thematic area.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Requesting the participants to just look at the previous questions and then go ahead with your questions. We have another 15 minutes left, so kindly be very concise and precise with your questions. The next person is Sumit Singh, and then we will go ahead with Kavita.
Okay. Hi. Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
So, ma'am, actually, my question is, we have just prepared, you can say, a few ml of bioactive solution procured from plant sources as the biopesticides, and and we just give some tests at the lab scale. Now, what my question is, we need to standardize this thing and field trials, and you can say to the different optimization of the product, that solution, that bioactive solution. So is this can also be a part of the big BIREC or not?
Yes, you can go ahead with your application, and whatever you have done till date can be positioned as preliminary data.
Okay, and ma'am, we have filed the patent for that as a provisional patent because we are collecting the data, so that can also be added to the big application or not?
Kindly give the details of the provisional patent filed as part of your IP category in the BIG grant.
Okay, fine. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Kavita, please unmute yourself. The next person after Kavita would be Anusha.
Hi, ma'am. We are working on omics. Am I audible? Hello. Hi,
yes,
ma'am.
you are.
Okay.
Yes.
We are working on omics guided biostimulants, ma'am. So we have standardized the formulation. Now we are looking for grants for product finalization, like product stability, shelf life analysis, and also validation with polyus trials with transcriptomics. So can I apply for that?
Yes, you can go ahead with the application, but just ensure to choose the right thematic area of choice, because there are a couple of thematic areas where I see your idea going forward. So you can just look into that, no problem. Okay. And I would just like to refer to one clarification that I see in the chat box. In case you are an OPC with a SIN number and the UDIN, and the GST already completed from your end, you can go ahead with your application. So OPC companies, private limited companies and LLP companies can apply for the BIG scheme. The only mandate for a OPC company would be that you should have a valid SIN number and a valid GST number at the time of application. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Anusha, I cut you off. If you can please go ahead, no problem.
Ma'am, one more question, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, field trials also can be covered under this big grant. Agriculture
Pilot field trials. Pilot field trials can be done.
Pilot field trials. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Jyoti Agarwal, if you can please go next.
Yes, thank you. So my question is that we have got Startup India seed fund of about 5 lakhs for the POC development. Do we need to mention somewhere in the BIG application that we are supported by SISFS?
Right now at the application stage, you don't have that choice. But then in case you want to do that, then in your preliminary data, you can showcase the fact that you have gotten those funds.
Your voice is not coming. Can you repeat it again?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so at the time of application, I don't, I mean, in the BIRAC application stage, there is not a specific category where you can upload that information. But as part of your preliminary data, you can showcase where you have, I mean, sourced, funded by which project have you done the preliminary data.
Okay, got it. And the second one is, as you mentioned, that implementation partner and incubator partner can be different. And means if we take AOI from CCAMP, that means we are incubated in CCAMP or it is only implemented partner?
So as far as implementation partner is concerned, we request you to kindly choose that when you are uploading your application on the BIRAC portal. If you are getting an LOI from CCAMP, it is not a binding document that says that you will incubate at CCAMP in the future. It's just a letter of support that we are generating from our end so that you can go ahead with your application.
Okay, so in the application, is it anywhere that we have to mention who is our implementing partner and where we are, who is our incubator partner or only implementing partner?
Both of them would be requested from you when you are uploading your information.
Okay, so both can we do the CCAP?
Yes, ma'am. If you do not have a choice in the incubator, you can choose both of them to be CCAMP. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Tanu Life Sciences, if you can please unmute. Okay. Rahul MS. Yeah, Rahul, if you can please go ahead with your question. Can you hear me? Hello. Rahul, we are not able to hear you. In case you can just put up your question in the Q&A box, it will be great. Karan, please go ahead with your question, please.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, I am already integrated at Biotech IIT Patna. Our
Okay.
proof of concept is already ready, but currently our valid prototype is under development. In this, are we eligible for apply for the grant?
Yeah, so whatever prototyping you have done till date can be your preliminary data, and the rest of the optimizations or standardizations that you will have to undertake, you can undertake this in the PI. No problem.
Ma'am, we are incubated at IT Patna for LOIB. We can get access from them.
Yeah, so if you already have an incubation agreement with IIT Patna, please go forward with that. In case you need an LOI from CCAM, you can request that as well. So I leave it to you which document you want to upload on the BIRAC portal.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Dheeraj, kindly unmute yourself.
Ma'am, just wanted to know one confusion. Our product is a SaaS-based outpatient care plan product, and in the selection criteria, we have healthcare and biomedical device and medical and diagnostic AI oblique digital health. So, as an outpatient care plan platform where is a SaaS-based technology, which one we should select?
What do you mean by which one you should select? Like,
Because under the drop down we have got two categories under healthcare and biomedical device. There also it is talking about digital health, and under the medical and diagnostic AI there is also it is talking about digital health. So I'm just confused
so
whether I fit and I can
healthcare,
select one.
so
Yeah,
you can choose under medical devices, you can choose your technology.
and because we are not a medical device technically, we are an outpatient care plan as a technology. So we are not a
Yeah,
device.
so under healthcare, do you see devices also?
Under healthcare I can see device and I can also see digital health. So will that be suffice?
Um,
Because
no,
it's SaaS
so
based.
no, so it will be best under medical devices and then AI.
Okay, medical device and then AI. Okay,
Yes.
fine. But I just wanted to
Thank
know, just confirm. And ma'am, in the middle, you spoke to somebody. You just spoke about something called as trial in a bigger region. So you were just talking to some of the product where when the prototype is developed and then you try the same prototype for a bigger territory or maybe for a larger, for a larger
A
numbers,
multi-centric trial. Yes,
multi-centric,
yes,
right? Ma'am, can you
yes.
elaborate what do you mean by that? I'm a bit confused. What do you want to say by this?
So it is not what I want to say. It is usually what happens in a device's route. So basically, after you have done the prototype, the alpha prototype, you will be going ahead with clearing yourself with regulatory and all the other certifications. After which you will be validating your device in multiple centers across India with different geographies and different patient populations. And that is something that will come as part of your probably your phase 1 clinical trial or something like that. So that is not covered under the Biotechnology Ignition Grant is what I was indicating.
So, ma'am, when we apply as a SaaS-based product for this particular outpatient care plan, what I've just said, so we just apply as a digital and AI platform, and then we showcase the milestone what we want to achieve, right?
Yes,
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
thank you. Reema Joshi, please unmute yourself. The next one is Tanu Life Sciences.
Hi.
Hi, Reema. Yes.
Thank you. So I have an IP related question. I want to understand if we go ahead in making the proposal and do it with the collaborators, how does the IP commercialization work between us and say the faculty at maybe IIT Bombay? So, and does BIG also have any association with the IP rights or the commercialization of?
So not BIG, but CCAM will not be a partake of any IP being generated from any BIG awardee. It hasn't happened and we will not be undertaking any of that. So all the ownership, be it intellectual or, in physicality, being the equipment you're purchasing under BIG, it might be your intellectual property or trademarks or copyrights or anything that you are getting under BIG is a sole property of the applicant. In this case, the startup that is applying and not CCAM.
Okay. And say if we choose to collaborate with other tech partners, like I'd mentioned IIT Bombay earlier, does that?
That is between you. That is between you and the tech partner. We will not infringe on it. But in case you need a support and drafting legalization of the documentation, or filing of that in that regard, then the Office of Tech Transfer at CCAM will be able to help you with it.
Okay, sure. That'd be great. And commercialization, does BIG have any rights on the commercialization that we build? So we already have patent novelty.
No.
Building on
No.
it.
So that's what I said. The royalty grant is presently scrapped. So this is going to be a pure grant in aid, and you will not be expected to pay back any amount that you are availing once you have awarded BIG.
Okay. Okay, sure. Sounds good.
Thank you. Anybody from Tanu Life Sciences?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please go.
So, ma'am, we have an integrated approach where we are combining both diagnostic and nutraceuticals. So, nutraceuticals is at TRL 3 and diagnostic is at TRL level 1. So, which domain do we come under for BIRAC Big Grant?
So the project that has significant amount of preliminary data would be something that I would, recommend for going ahead with your Biotechnology Ignition Grant, primarily because of the competitive nature of the grant.
Okay. Yes. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So so I think my colleague has kind of answered most of the questions in the chat box. I'll just give it a couple of minutes if in case somebody has any questions that have not been addressed in the Q&A section or the chat box. Shout out to Deepa for helping me through the entire process. I would just like to clarify a couple of things before we kind of close for the day. One thing is that CCAB offers pro bono, that is free of cost, mentorship for giving inputs on the proposals that you are drafting and finalizing for your end for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant. So in case you would like CCAM to give inputs on the proposal being drafted to kind of make it a little bit stronger than where it stands today, request you to kindly share the draft of the proposals to the CCAM BIG management team. The email ID of the same is in the chat box, and you can go ahead with, sharing your draft of the proposals. Secondly, in case you would like to choose CCAM to be your incubator, or you do not have an active association with any incubator per se, the LOI request is something that is open from CCAM, which is a non-binding document that essentially mentions that you can go ahead with choosing CCAM to be both your incubator and implementing partner. Sorry about that. There is some other participant. And the details that we will require for an LOI is the name of the company, and secondly would be the finalized title of the proposal, right? So, and in case you are a first time applicant for the Biotechnology Ignition Grant and your company is applying for the first time, please understand that you will have to register on the BIRAC portal, and there will be a specific username and passcode that will be generated, and you can go ahead with uploading the significant documents with respect to BIG on the BIRAC portal. This takes around 2 to 3 working days time for BIRAC to revert. So in case you are interested to upload your applications, please do so to register on the BIRAC portal as quickly as possible. All of these 3 things that I mentioned, one, the draft of the proposal, the inputs on the draft of the proposal, second, the LOI, and third, the registration on the BIRAC portal can happen in parallel. That means that it need not happen one after the other. You can do it as and when you see it is feasible and take things forward from there. So these were like my final remarks from my end. In case you have already registered, I hope, for today's session. So we will try to share a recording of today's session on email with you guys, and you can use it for, referencing it when you are finalizing things from your end, right? So these were a couple of things from my end. I'll just give it a couple of minutes in case there are any final queries that requires any addressing. Yes, Dr. Vineet.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to ask, is there a limit from big scheme, like how many proposals will be selected, like overall, when everybody does, and then finally?
No, no. So there is no particular quantitative number that I can give with the number of proposals that are being selected, number as opposed to the number of applications, as opposed to the number of applications or per thematic area or anything of that sort. So the numbers keep differing from call to call. So we will not be able to give any quantitative inputs on that.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah. Bhushan?
Hi, Nitya. Nitya, I wanted to know if we can apply as an individual also, apart from registering the company.
No, so from this call onwards, only companies registered as LLPs and private limited companies can apply. In case you are an OPC, then you should have a valid SIN number and GST registration details. So from this call onwards, individual innovators and academic faculty members who do not have a company registered as an LLP or private limited company cannot apply.
Or if I'm associated with any academic institutes, like INSTEM, for example, can I apply from INSTEM? Because last
No,
grant
that's
it
what I
was
said.
allowed.
This is an entrepreneurship. This was an
Yeah, okay.
entrepreneurship grant. From this
Okay.
this call onwards, the guidelines have changed.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Dr. Dheeraj?
Ma'am, just wanted to know what is actually the process once you complete the application. Is there a screening of the selected application, then an interview, and how it happens?
So I've already covered that as part of my presentation. After the 30th of November, 5:30 p.m., CCAMP will be undertaking the eligibility and the preliminary screening, after which your eligible proposals will be taken up for online review by 3 to 5 thematic experts of PAN India. After that, if you recommended by the online review committee, you would be requested to present in front of the technical evaluation panel and the expert selection committee, which we also call as a apex committee meeting. And once you have recommended by both of these committees, you would be requested to, you would be, BIRAC would be releasing the awardee list basically. So, and the whole time duration from the close of the call will be about 6 months time.
So, ma'am, this start to end is being conducted by the CCAMP only, the selection process.
CCAMP would be your primary point of contact. Yes, CCAMP would be the only and primary point of contact.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other queries? Yes, Mr. Ram Prasad.
Hi, ma'am. Sorry for the delay. Actually, I have last question. We have a startup which is mainly working on the healthcare diagnostics. So currently, we are registered in IIT Roper Incubator Center, but I don't know whether it comes under the Bio Next Incubator Centers or not. So if
See,
needed,
if
please
you
let.
are not, if you're not clear about that, just get an LOI from CCAMP and do the needful. I think that will be pretty
There won't be
straightforward
any issue
because
even if we come
no,
under.
there won't be any issue. So because it's not a binding document, it won't be any issues on that.
That's good. And same implementing partner certificate also.
There won't be a certificate from CCAMP as an implementing partner. Once you choose CCAMP to be your implementing partner on the BIRAC portal, when you're uploading your application, it is something that is automated that CCAMP will be your implementing partner. There is no document that would kind of, support that. No problem.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think Mr. Rahul, there is a issue with your audio per se. We can probably, if you can just, put up your queries as part of an email or something, we can definitely get back to you. If there is an issue with, both the meeting chat and the audio from your end, please write us an email and we will definitely get back to you in resolving that issue. Thank you. So the process of getting an LOI from CCAMP is basically we require to share two details from your end, name of the company and the finalized title of the proposal. Once that is received on email, the LOI will be issued within 2 days time, 2 working days time. I hope that answers the question, Shravan. Right. So, is there any other queries? Yes, Reema, please go forward.
Just one last question. How much time would it take for the CCAM team to review the draft, and how early is it expected from us?
As early as today, and from CCAM, we will be taking about 3 working days time.
Got it. Sure.
Dr. Sarkar, Saurav Sarkar, if you can please unmute yourself.
Hello, madam. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I'm Saurav Sarkar. I'm calling from Jadavpur University. Actually, we have a startup which is incubated at our university. Now, we are doing some research on the sensors, actually, biosensors. Now, if we want to ask for your help, means if you want your help, so should we write an email? Is there any way we can seek your help?
Help for what exactly?
For the development, means for the product development, actually, means our prototype is
So
already.
for the product development, we do have a medtech microfabrication center over here at CCAM, which will be able to devise stuff. But please understand that if you're going to claim an aspect of the BIG to kind of avail the facilities at CCAM, then the outsourcing part of the budget is capped at 30%.
Okay.
So 30% of whatever outsourcing you want to do as part of your proposal can be quoted for any party for that matter, CCAM or any other third party, no problem. But in case you're looking at prototyping the device, then CCAM does have a medtech facility here where we help in prototyping the device.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So thank you so much for joining the session today. We will probably get back with the recording of this session on email so that you can reference to it while you're, finalizing a couple of things from your end going forward. Request and all the very best. We will look forward to the drafts of your proposal as and when it is ready and to the LOI request from your end. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. All the very best for your BIG journey. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.